True.
But then he does Thriller, which negates
and
humanoid references.
There goes the Warwick to the GP, and we have Vayne near... Oh, Vayne goes down to blitz his ulti. And Nocturne looks...
Nocturne
hot water, as it were?
like he's in some...
Or possibly he's seen the light of day. Does
Quite.
take blitz though, and then goes down to the minefield. And oh, but that is gonna go down to Wob. Oh, and then
it's a 3v1.
Trundle gets the kill on Ziggs.
Jarvan and Lee Sin.
They're just sitting there bottom. They're now headed to the mid, looks like. Teal only being 7 kills ahead. That's not that large a difference. Although they are still one tower ahead, and still one tower ahead. That is a serious plus.
Looks like this could end up shaping up to be a very long game, which means we'll be looking at full builds for the majority of the heroes and champions. Because it's a strange thing why they're called champions and not heroes, but one would have to assume that that accounts for both good and evil, because they would have a distinct good and evil in this game. You can check the lore and find out.
The big thing is that they're called champions. That technically does incise, and GP might be going down, and Purple losing another tower. GP goes down to the blitz. But I think the fact of the matter is that you could not, in all truth, reading the lore, call Nocturne a hero.
He most certainly would have to have sharpened his blades using iron rather than steel.
Oh, I don't know. Flint works pretty well.
I mean, who uses steel? The soldiers.
And then down goes Lee Sin again.
Yeah, then it makes sparks. And when sparks fly,
and Ziggs possibly blows up.
Because he's still single and dead.
So it might actually be practical for Nocturne to sharpen his blades near Ziggs. And Blitzcrank going down to Blitzcrank.
Trundle just barely escaping Jarvan there. Very helpful having those two
GP's all
buffs.
covering Trundle. And Vayne waiting in the wings to see if he's still being followed. But she is not.
Teal is certainly showing some more improvement with their team communication, just in the sense of watching out for each other. Even though we can't see the team chat, one can assume that they're certainly talking to each other, or at least in some way communicating.
And then there goes Jarvan again, it looks like. Yep. And the rest of Purple coming up to help. Vayne getting caught in the ulti. Getting tugged back into Blitz.
Really should have had some support there.
And, oh, it looks like GP getting pulled right back in. Trundle is probably going to go down because he's got both Lee Sin and, and then dying to the Lee Sin. And then Gangplank goes down to Ziggs.
Gangplank really pushing this crit to his advantage.
But does get Ziggs, and actually, wait, my apologies. Jeez, Lee Sin got the kill.
Nocturne looking to push and take another tower away from Purple, especially when Purple's tower is as low as it is. Looks like as though the teams are pretty evenly matched. Teal is certainly pulling ahead, and we can't quite call it yet, but it really would be very unlikely that Purple would have pulled victory out of this one.
7,000 behind, yeah. Nocturne retreating.
And 3 towers. In this sort of situation, as we've mentioned before, they have to end up playing a defensive game. Even though this can let your other team get ahead of you, but you have to really make sure to just not lose towers at this point. Because towers are going to be what keep you alive in this case.
Not really helping the team there.
Once your inhibitors goes down, it's pretty much GG unless
so there's a bit of team chat going on because Warwick stopped moving. But we cannot see that. Nocturne's ulti being hit and onto Blitz, and Mana Shield saving him, it looks like, and down he goes. He lived a little bit longer, just long enough to get them within range of the team. Warwick hitting Nocturne, and barely making it out alive.
Certainly an interesting team fight because they were to just split up and not have a distinct target. Ergo, no one died. But it looks like Blitzcrank is really end up trying to target Lee Sin, but Lee Sin just makes it out.
They're having a lot of close calls on the purple side.
Which is unfortunate because a slight miscalculation in those close calls would definitely end up with the death of at least one purple champ. And if they were to go down, then Teal or Blue...
Oh, and looks like Jarvan's gonna have that close call now. Nope, he goes down
mid
to the
and
left.
at least take out one tower. Now we should see a little bit of aggressive movement coming from Blue. Definitely should take this advantage because they're probably not going to get one for another
and
for
Warwick
a long
dies
time.
the Gangplank Blitz combo once
game.
again. Although Vayne being left alone in lane. Oh, if Blitz had only had his ulti, he would have been much better off. And then Nocturne and Trundle coming in to get the Blitz. Although Lee Sin, and where is that Ziggs? And looks like Ziggs made it out. Oh, nope, Ziggs is down. I missed the Ziggs death.
Lee Sin surprisingly
made it out
not
just alive.
making it out.
Made it out alive. And Blitz is, of course, accusing Nocturne of being overpowered, as per usual spec. And Trundle finding that amazingly amusing.
In a way, it would be quite difficult for Blitzcrank to heart his other team, because he would need to have an upgrade on his already mechanically installed heart. Because if he is a robot, he would then assume to have been built
have
by
a heart
robots.
Because he is a robot. So therefore, he cannot heart his team because of the lack of heart.
However, Valentine's Day is in 2 days, in which case, he might be just being hopeful. Which again would then have to point to him being built by robots rather than humans. Because if a human were to spend their time building a robot to fight in a video game, they probably have no care for romantic relationships.
Oh, but GP's overextending a bit there. Possibly taking Ziggs, no, and infinite duress into the arena, and down he goes. And Blitzcrank stealing that kill with the rocket. Just one example of that overextension that you were talking about with the purple team, or with the blue team.
Purple surprisingly is going up to deal with Vayne rather than pushing mid, which...
Whoa, we got the Nocturne gank on Ziggs.
Good idea,
and
Vayne can easily get out.
Trundle may get Lee Sin, but you do have... Okay, it is now a 3v4. Oh, now it's a 1v4. Still... And, the Nocturne might get it. No, because the rest of the team comes in.
Purple, again, failing to communicate and plan ahead, end up losing 2 champions to Blue's none. Now putting Blue 9 kills ahead and over 10,000 gold ahead as well.
I put a big part of their this team's victories on Nocturne and GP Blitz on bottom.
That was a really well done GP Blitz in the beginning of the game. And at the beginning of the game, contrary to what some novice summoners may think, the beginning of the game
they're taking the tower.
The most important part of it. Because you start out equal, and wherever you get your slight advantages,
Vayne tugged
those
into
slight advantages will then begin to increase exponentially, simply because you can use the advantages early on.
And we are seeing... Ziggs holding a large portion of the purple's kills.
Seeing quite
And then...
We're also seeing a slightly strange team placement in terms of blue.
And
all
it looks like Trundle gets the kill, but then Warwick goes down to the Nocturne, and it looks like that Blitz might